Hey guys, welcome back. The Ghost here. So, here's what we got. Um, my last video, which I haven't posted yet, and I waited because I want to post these back to back. I picked a challenge lock. It was a challenge lock that was done by AJ. His number 20, Baptism by Fire. Um, and we had some failures. And I don't know. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. Um, I think. Um, I don't know. I speculated in the last one. Either way, the bottom line is it happened. So here's what we're dealing with. In the end of that last video, I posted the question just generally to AJ. And I would have, and I still will. I'll probably shoot him a message, an email, or something, and let him know the situation with this particular lock. Um, but I posted the question to him and said, if you want me to package this up and just send it back to you, or send it to you, for you to go through and go through it and put it back in working order so you can put it back out there, I will gladly do that. I also pose the question, if you want me to go ahead and just fix it, put it back into good working order and put it back out there, I'm more than happy to do that too. So I I haven't, like I said, I haven't posted that yet. I haven't sent him a message yet. I'm going to. But I decided, and I hope that he's okay with this and that I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. And if AJ, if you're watching this and you're not okay with this, like I said, I'm going to send you a message. But if you're not okay with this, brother, tell me, let me know, and I will do whatever I have to make sure that to make it right. The last thing I want to do is step on anybody's toes or offend anybody or hurt anybody. That's not what I'm about, and that's not what I want to do. So if you're not okay with what I'm doing, let me know, and I will get this right back to you, and I'll figure something out to make this right. Whatever we need to do to make sure that everybody's happy. But I went ahead and decided I was going to go ahead and fix this. So I'm just going to kind of go through that process just real quickly, and show you guys. And when we're all done, hopefully we'll have a proper working lock that can go back into commission for the next guy to pick on and have some fun with. Because I did have fun with this lock, even though, excuse me, even though we had issues. But so anyway, what I did was if you watch the last video, and I'm not even sure exactly, I'm going to try and edit it because it came out super long because of this failure. So I'm going to try and condense it and cut it way down, but I will show everything that happened. So basically what happened is somehow the driver pin for chamber 4 got stuck in the not stuck. The driver pin for number 4 dropped into chamber 6 in the core. What that did was it took because there was no driver pin, it allowed the spring to sit right on top of the core and in the core even, because with that key pin dropped in there, it's way below the shear line. So when I got it and I put the key in, I had troubles getting the key in, got it in, went to turn it, and it would turn. I could turn about 90 degrees clockwise, and maybe a little more than 45 degrees counterclockwise, and it was wedging up. It was wedging and getting stuck, and it would not turn any further past that. And at that point, I should have known, and I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know what. And it makes perfect sense now that I know what was wrong with it. But I went ahead and I treated it just like a challenge lock. I picked it. Went to do a gut and couldn't get the core out. And what had happened was exactly what we all would figure would happen. If that spring is sitting inside the core and you rotate that core, you're going to mash that spring. And that's exactly what happened. It caused it to get bound up in there. So because that happened, it cut a small groove right around chamber 4. Not super deep groove or anything, but it cut a little bit of a groove in the core. Like I said, nothing super deep, but there was a little something there. And then it did the same thing in the Bible. Small mark. I mean, more than a mark, not a full groove. Corresponding to that same chamber 4 around the Bible. So eventually we got it apart, and I discovered all this. But so anyway, if you're interested, go back and watch that video. Like I said, I'll put it all together somehow so that it all kind of makes sense, but it's not super, super long, hopefully. And we'll see. If I have to leave it super long to make sure that everything's explained, then I will, and that's just going to be the case of it. But anyway, so what I did was I took some sandpaper. I got some 300 grit sandpaper, and I just cleaned that up a little bit around there where that mark was. Like I said, it was a little more than a mark, but not a full groove. So I just wanted to smooth that out so that it wasn't going to be something that was going to bind or catch on anything. And then I did the same thing on the inside of the Bible. I took one of my files and just kind of cleaned it up, just knocked that bird edge down just enough, knocked it down, and then took the 300 grit sandpaper and I ran it around inside there and cleaned it all up. So it's all nice and smooth. There's no catching or dragging or anything. And then one thing that I always do with my locks, challenge locks, especially when I'm cleaning anything up, is I use the same cleaning oiling wipes that I use on my firearms. And this is what I use. It's a cleaner and a lubricant in one. So it cleans everything, and then you can wipe it down again with a clean cloth, and it lubricates everything. And this stuff works really, really well. I have never had a problem with that stuff. So I took and wiped all this down, cleaned it all up really good with those wipes. So it's got a thin, very thin lubrication on it. But it's not like residuey or anything. So that's why I find it works best for these. And then just took all the pins and just did a wipe down with the cloth, just to make sure everything was nice and clean. And then so I'm gonna reassemble this, and I went through all of my springs and I found a spring that this is the closest matching spring. This is one from the lock, and this is the closest matching spring I had to match that. And I think it works perfectly for this. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this busted up, torn up spring with this one. And we are going to put this back together and get it back into commission. And so I'm not going to show you guys that process. You guys know how it works, but I will show you the completed process when we're all done. So give me just a little bit and we'll come back to this. Okay, guys. So I've got everything put back together. And we are back to a perfectly functioning lock. It's back to being very, very smooth. No snags, no hangs, no catches. Key goes in and out nicely. Back to working beautifully. I'm sure just as right back to where it was when AJ finished it the first time and sent it out to somebody. So, there we go. So I am going to, like I said before, I will reach out to AJ, and I am going to hold on to this until I hear back from him, or AJ, if you're watching, hear from you. Until I hear back from you, I will hold on to this. I will not send it out to anybody. And if you want it back, let me know. I will send it right back to you, and make sure that it goes right back into your hands, and you can inspect or go through or do whatever you need to with it. Or if you're happy with what I've done and you're okay with it and you want me to go ahead and just send it on, let me know that too. And we will get this into somebody else's hands and let them have some fun with it. So anyway, like I said in the start of this, I don't know if it was me. I don't know if it was somebody else. I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to point the fingers. That's not what we're about, guys. Everybody knows that. We're a community, and all I want to do is make sure that this is made right. It whether it was me or not, it happened on my watch. I was the one who came across or discovered it. And if I did it, then, I did it. And I want to do everything I can to make it right. So that's where I'm at with this. Hopefully AJ is okay with what I did here. Like I said, brother, if you're not, let me know. I will do whatever you want me to with this. That's about it for today. Until next time, keep it legal.